25 difficult questions about me, to me. Ask me, to me. Ask me 25 difficult questions to me. I am running for president. Want to. 2056, 2060, which is AKA 2058. So it's this or this. Make them hard. I want to run. Mix of hard and easy, actually. Just a flow of it. And I want to do a video interview thing. Just rip it, dippity, skippity, hippity. Got it. You want 25 challenging and thought-provoking presidential interview questions. Design, test your policy depth. Yeah. Okay. You said you want to run for president. What single life experience best proves you have the temperament to lead a nation of 400 plus million people? I think I'm just going to have Kyle come out here and give me a hard test here. Or should I have Kyle read these and I don't know what's coming? And we could just record the audio. Where am I at? 15% here. Because you can't... I don't know if we should... that's interesting, man. I think we should do this video later. I'll do these 5. Actually, I'll do the ones on the next screen. I'll do the first... let's do these 5. Why not? I haven't looked at them. What single life experience best proves you have the temperament to lead a nation of 450 plus million? Well, what's interesting is I'm not really going to be leading them. It's going to be my cabinet, and my cabinet is me, and it starts off as me and a bunch of righteous dudes, and the American people are going to start voting in cosmic beings, celebrities, and whatever. They could send me anyone, and then they're going to start also kicking out my cabinet, and then I'll start to change and blend into the new cabinet. But it is going to start off righteous, and then unless I decide to start it off with the American cabinet, I might. Well, I guess maybe I'll have my own cabinet for a few weeks, and then they'll vote them all off and have the American people vote in. That would be terrifying, actually. I think I like one at a time. But basically, the only policy I have is pro-life, and everything else is Americans pro-choice. And if you guys want to have something autonomy over your body and killing babies in the womb, then just wait for me to not be president anymore. But it's going to be illegal. But everything else I'm going to flip-flop, and I'm going to sign whatever bill puts in front of me. It's just, I want to talk. I want to be Biden mixed with Romney, mixed with everyone else. And I have 326 Bible verses memorized. I would say my priesthood, Aaronic priesthood, not to puff up the priesthood, but I would say the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints talks that I've given is more than enough for me to be able to talk to the American people. And what single life experience best proves you have the temperament to lead the nation? Yeah, I'm not going to be leading them policy-wise. I'm not going to be the commander-in-chief, just the chief citizen. I'm going to let somebody else be the commander-in-chief, maybe the VP or something. But also, I don't even plan on winning. I just want to get my ideas out there, and I want to let somebody else win. I want to lose to a Republican. I'm going to run as a Democrat. And so I'm going to run to lose, and it's going to be grassroots, and if I win, it's going to be humility and all that. But I'm overqualified for the position. I'm 35 years old, 35 plus. I've been in the country 21 years plus, born in the USA. It's more than enough. Anything more than that is gravy, butter. So pretty freaking easy. It's a very easy job, overpaid, $400K. You just say, nom, 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 nom. I don't even know what I'm signing. Joe Biden really inspired me to do this job. And it's not who gets the votes, it's who counts the votes. And we have very honest vote counting, especially when we turn off the voting machines. So we could do blockchain voting or something. But I'm going to pray to lose. I'm going to write in Jesus Christ just like I do every time. And I'm going to invite my voters, people who are supporting me, to write in Jesus Christ. And if we lose to Jesus Christ, hallelujah. But the atheists and the agnostics are going to disobey that, and I'll get some votes from people who don't really know the Lord. But the idea is, whoever comes in after me, I want micro UBI, I want those little policies, pro-life, and that's what we need. Number 2, what is one personal failure that changed you the most, and how would it make you a better president? I went to the hospital for 6 months, got diagnosed with bipolar schizophrenia. Well, bipolar with psychotic features is my exact diagnosis. They wanted to give me schizophrenia. It's not a personal failure. It's just something that I got battle scars from. I would love bipolar schizophrenic jokes and all that stuff. People who are bipolar schizophrenic, they have superpowers. But the thing about it is, the downside is you do go through those paranoia, those trips, those dreams, and those tremors and all the demons and stuff like that. But there's gonna be so many people around me. The personal failures, I mean, geez, I'm so good at so many things. Personal failures, well, failures make you a better president. Gosh, I've had so many embarrassing moments. I'm trying to think. I don't take things seriously unless I'm good, and when I am good and take it seriously, I always win. So it's kind of a weird question. It is a hard one. Personal failure, I guess I'll just stick to the hospital. In and out of the hospitals, vomiting and just madness. It changed me, and a better president. I've been through so much. Like, there's nothing that I can go through as president that is more intense than what I went through this March. Like, my goodness, March was insane. It was quite the trip. And as president, I've been to jail. I didn't do anything, but they were like, oh, let's have him go to jail. And then I went to jail. They thought I was on drugs. My eyes were bloodshot, just for praying for so many hours straight. But yeah, I don't really do the failure thing. I'm very good at chess, very good at Guitar Hero, very good at Tetris, like world-class level, like top 1/10 of 1%. If voters distrust you, what is the strongest argument they could make against your candidacy, and how would you address it? If they don't trust the president of the United States, good for you, but it is derp. We have, like, good luck going somewhere else and getting someone better. Have fun with that. Distrust you. Yeah, so I have 326 Bible verses memorized. So if you have a worldview where the Holy Bible is holy and it's a Bible, like if you're a Catholic, if you're a Christian, then you could shut the flying fox up. How did I get all those Bible verses? This derp, I just rolled out of bed and yeah, so you can shut the flying fox up, shut the front door, as they say. That's one of the strongest things I'm running on, is trust. What is the strongest argument they can make against your candidacy? The strongest argument they can make is, oh, well, it's just a book of fairy tales and and he spends all this time. They say, if voters distrust you, what's the strongest argument they can make against your candidacy? I don't know. So I trust somebody else more. I don't know. It's like, I bribe this guy and he actually listens when I bribe him. I don't know. It's like, what's the strongest argument they can make? Well, if they have an atheist worldview, it's like, this guy's listening to people in the sky. This guy's Mormon. It's Mormon. Mormons, more like morons. Ken Jennings, he got lucky every single time he got those answers right on Jeopardy. And that's what this candidate is. What's the strongest argument they can make against me? It's like he spends too much time in that holy book. I don't know. He's too. He believes in the man in the sky. He believes in the Big Bang maker. He believes in the cosmic being. If you're religious, you're kind of stuck, because I'm more religious than you, and I love the Bible more than you. And what is the strongest argument they can make against your candidacy? I don't know. Something about the sarcasm, something that I said on Facebook 25 years ago, something about pissing in public 12 years ago, and I don't know, just whatever they want to come up with. A bunch of nonsense. Whatever they say against Trump, he has a small dick. I don't know. I have a small dick. I do. I have a very small penis. They don't trust you. And I want to set up a trustless government system. That's why we have 3 branches of government. But I'm also going to have a dynamic cabinet, and a cabinet that has my puppet strings. I'm going to be a puppet president. I'm going to say whatever I want, but I'm going to have an earpiece, and I'm going to have my wife massaging my legs as I'm giving talks to the American people. And she's going to be wearing something so you can't see her, and she's going to be wearing like a hijab or whatever. Not a hijab, but a big blanket or something. And you can't even see her. But she's going to be massaging my little legs down here as I'm giving a talk. And if I say something stupid, she's going to pinch me on my left. And if I'm doing good, she will reward me by rubbing my legs, So, and then there's going to be I'm going to have part of my cabinet in my other ear, and it'll just change the way and I'm going to try to memorize certain talks and arguments and certain points and stuff like that. But the president we need someone I'm tall, I'm good looking, okay, I'm very, I'm a sweetheart and all that stuff. So I got it all, basically. I'm the full package. And I'm not even the president. I'm the presidential candidate. So at least give the people a chance to choose. We need someone like a teacher in the presidency. We don't. It's just too many congressmen. The founding fathers did not want this. Okay. Number 4. Name 3 core values you would never compromise on, even if it cost you the election. It's just the pro-life issue. That's my only thing. Name 3 core values you would never compromise. I guess God, my religion, and pro-life. And actually, my religion is I kind of deny my religion as a joke. So, anyways, because I was pissed off when I found out it wasn't American perfectionism. It was just infallible. It's not inerrant. It's infallible. So I've kind of had a love-hate zombie relationship. It is the best religion on earth, but it's called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's a Brigham Young branch of Mormonism. It's an American religious movement, and we believe some crazy stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it's very true. Some of it's so true that you would flip out. Some of it's true, but you can't handle it. You can't handle the truth, and there's a lot of truth in there, but there's a lot of love in there. There's a lot of hypocrites in the church. There's a lot of wankers, and I try to help them out the best I can too. I'm not just called to help the country. I'm called to help people locally. The other church down the road is a hard message presented by a clown. The other church over here is a clown message presented by a theologian. And then we got the Mormon church, which is just a bunch of sweethearts who love the Holy Spirit more than God. I don't know. How do I even explain it? But yeah, but my 3 core values, I'm never going to unironically deny God, unironically deny my religion or the Bible, and unironically become legalize abortion, unironically, right? Now I will definitely deny my religion as a joke. I might, I'm going to deny maybe the pro-life thing as a joke, but probably not. I don't want to joke about that. It's going to be all pro-life. At the very least, we're going to make abortion illegal in the United States. In the case of rape and incest, I would encourage you to pray about it, break the law, get your little abortion, regret it later, or do the right thing, have the baby, donate the baby. And if you're really pissed about it, we could talk about it, and we could we could get the rapist in more trouble than what he's getting in now. If you want to do that, I would prefer that to killing an innocent baby. But it's going to be illegal in the case of rape and incest as well, across the board. All my three values, yeah, it would just be Christiousness, righteousness. But as far as policies go, no, I have one policy that I'm called to preach and teach and execute, and that's the pro-life one. And my next favorite policy is, I mean, there's a lot of policies that I would like to do, but my cabinet is going to determine it. There's people are going to write the laws out. AI can write the laws out, and then I got to sign those laws. But I would love micro UBI. I'd love to help the poor. I'm going to be Democrat, a pro-life Democrat, and Democrat Party is about getting this stuff. Foreign policy is a huge one, and I'm not going to do foreign policy too much. If they say, Mr. President, we have two choices, and one of them's nice, one of them's mean, I'm probably going to go with the nice one. It depends on my mood, but it's probably not going to be up to me. Like I said, I want to be the chief citizen a lot more than chief commander-in-chief. So Joe Biden, he was running things, and I want to run it like him. The hardest thing I'm going to have to do, maybe, is learn how to golf, because the presidents are very good at golfing. I only have one birdie in my whole life. Okay, so I have I think I have two, maybe three pars. And par 3, you get it close, putt it close, drain that third shot. That's your par right there. That first shot off the tee, you got to get it in, close, whatever. No, these are good questions. Number 5, in one sentence, why should Americans believe you will put the country above yourself? Why should Americans believe you will put the country above yourself? Because you don't have to trust me. You just trust the cabinet. I mean, the thing is, you have to believe me that I'm going to be doing a dynamic cabinet and that I am suggestible. And I'm going to be teaching people about myself, not just in the presidential debates, but with all the cameras that are going to come out. And they're going to say, hey, here's, Andrew Yang went on a camera tour and he got 1% of the vote. He got destroyed because he kept saying the same thing over and over again. He wasn't very interesting. And he had a good policy with $1,000 a month thing. It's not perfect. It was too much. He didn't give it to the welfare recipients. He didn't stack it. And it was too much. $1,000 a month is too much. And it would have ruined everything. So I want to do $77 a month so the poor people can really feel it. That'll feed them for a few days a month on the government, on the house. The middle class will break even because they're going to see a 1% price surge somewhere. And $77 is nothing. It's a tank of gas for them. But for a poor person who doesn't even have a car, $77 is freaking, it could be big. So I want to help people's lives in that way. And then rich people are just going to lose money on that deal, and which is fine. And I'm going to tax the rich. And as long as the rich keep working, and in parts of the country where the weather's good, they'll keep working. But I don't want to tax them, I don't want to ruin the world. I've studied so much economics. You can't just tax them as much as you want. You have to compromise, and you have to say, okay, this and this, but make sure the loopholes are a certain way. I want to tax the billionaires. They're not going to like me. There's going to be a lot of, assassination attempts for me because I'm extremely righteous and all that stuff. But Trump got assassinated. JFK was attacking the money, and he was leaking the secret society thing. I feel like if you're in a secret society, just keep it secret. You're breaking the secret code. Whatever he said probably went against whatever secret society he was in. But he said something in his last speech was like, hey, something secret societies. It's like, we told you not to say that. And he's like, yeah, I want to expose them. But the other thing is he went for the money, the Federal Reserve and all that. And I just don't really care about the money that much. I don't think it's going to help anything, what Ron Paul wanted to do, and the Fed and the Federal Reserve. I used to be in that, but no, I don't. Let the money people have the money. I just want to help the poor. And the money people with the Federal Reserve, they're not going to mind me printing $77 a month. Andrew Yang's little thing. Just chill, okay? Chill. But why should Americans believe you will put the country above yourself? Well, I'm already very selfless in other areas of my life. When you're trusted with a small amount, you can be trusted with a large amount. It's Luke 16:10. I think, again, if you're religious, you're going to have to believe me. I love the Bible more than you, 99% of the listeners or whatever. And they're going to say, wow, he loves the Bible more than me. So it's like, at least I'm better than you. And the other thing is, I don't need to be that great. I just need to be better than everybody else. And I want to run 2056, or I'm sorry, 2058, which is 2056, 2060, somewhere in one of those two. And the thing is with that is, I lost my train of thought for a second. Oh, they might be great by then, in which case I'll drop out and I don't really freaking care. But the guys that we have now, I'm going to be doing, I'm planning on, Lord willing, doing a lot of commentary, maybe making a new YouTube channel, reviewing, maybe call it Eric for President or Eric for President or whatever. But I want to review the debates, and I want to just tell them what I would say in those situations. But the next election cycle comes up, and then I do it, and we're good to go. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going just a little bit. We're 13% here. Let's do this one. Domestic and economic. Oh, cool. By 2056, automation AI may have replaced the jobs. Do you support? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, listen, I want $77 a month compared to zero, but I'll go as high as you guys want. As long as some smart people. I just thought Andrew Yang. I just didn't think it was realistic. But we every other country that's tried it, it's been a success. Absolutely, we're gonna have AI. I'm UBI. Absolutely. How would you fund it without collapsing the economy? If you give everyone money, they spend it. The economy is going to be fine. Like, what are you talking? Here's the thing. There's this great book called How an Economy Grows and Why It Crashes by Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff is a creep. He's wicked. But I like the way he talks, and I like the way he talks about economics. And the only thing he likes more than money is economics. He's an economist first, then a money lover. But the only thing he loves more than money is the mechanics of money. And I fell in love with the mechanics of money by listening to this guy. And he wrote a book, and he's an Austrian economist. I don't agree with him on everything, but I do agree with him on a lot of things. He was actually Ron Paul's financial advisor chairman thing. But I think I'd like to have Dave Ramsey, personally. He's the Christian money guy. Dave, he's cool. I had my little issues with Dave, and I was pissed, and it's something, he loves money too much, but that's who I would pick. Peter Schiff, he sees humans as money. Dave Ramsey, if there's one thing he loves more than money, it's human beings. So I like Dave. He's cool. That's who I would pick. I might pick somebody else. I don't know. But UBI would be... I know there's a few more I know there's at least one other policy I like more than UBI. But the pro-life is the most important one. That's the one. Those babies are related to me. And it's God's baby, God's choice. And just give me this one policy, and I'll bend the knee to all sorts of other weird policies that the Democrats would like. But also my cabinet, as the cabinet changes, they're going to become more left-leaning. It's going to start more right-leaning. Again, I am a Democrat, but I am going to have a Republican cabinet, almost certainly, because there's not a lot of righteous Democrats out there. No offense, but I was registered Democrat, then I switched Libertarian, then I switched to Republican. So I'm Republican now for the pro-life, but by the time I run, I'm almost certainly going to be switching back to Democrat and running as a Democrat, and hopefully losing to a Republican, because he's going to have a nice pro-life policy, and I can get the dynamic cabinet ideas out there. I'd like somebody else to get it too. But the president, he has a lot more power than he used to. In a lot of ways, and anyways, it's interesting. He's powerful and lots of puppet strings, and I'm going to have lots of puppet strings. Let's do number 7. The U.S. national debt may exceed $100 trillion by 2058. What specific policy would you prioritize to stabilize the economy? Yeah, that's the whole point. The debt is kind of a joke. It's a good joke, though. We print money and we loan the money to ourselves. I mean, if you look at the debt, we pay off the rich people in poor countries, make them happy. We have all the guns and we have all the butter. The debt is unfunded liabilities. We can print the money out of thin air. It's one of the easiest questions ever. The debt is just supposed to be, and it's to say, hey, we all get in debt. It's an American thing. The debt, money is debt. If you've studied anything, if you know anything about anything, Federal Reserve notes, and we have crypto, and we have all sorts of, I don't want to call them little schemes, money schemes and stuff. Money doesn't grow on trees. It's printed secretly on a computer and loaned to the government at interest. But just keep pushing the ball down the road. Make sure nobody freaks out. Keep the middle class doing the job, all the work, and we'll print money out of thin air, send it to other countries so that they can put a ship and load it up with a bunch of dolls and stuffed animals and cameras, and then they could send the ship back to America. Okay, so that was a very easy one. And the other, and again, with specific policies, as long as it's not pro-life, my cabinet can overpower me. Okay, but with the pro-life, you're going to have to put a few bullets in the back of my head and call it a suicide. Number 8, imagine the U.S. faces a housing crisis where half the population can't afford the homes. What would be your first executive action? Yeah, I'd go right to the cabinet and say, oh, they can't live anywhere. Well, that sucks. And then I go to the cabinet. They come up with a bunch of choices. And then they decide, and I might get 1 vote max. But if I have a cabinet, maybe a cabinet that keeps growing, I might have a 30-man cabinet by my 3rd year when they run this little financial collapse on me. But yes, the role of the president has changed throughout time, and we are going to get us out of this little, oh no, they can't afford homes. We're going to make some tax cut, and we're going to do, it's really not that hard to figure it out. It's like, what can we do to keep it? Well, if you've lived in your home for 10 years or more, you're going to get 0% interest loan. And it's not that hard to whip out something out of nowhere. Okay, guys, ask AI. The AI in 2058 will know. Give us 3 choices, AI. Then I'll run it through the cabinet. Then the cabinet tells me, and then I pretend like I made it up, and then I signed a big bill, and hey, everything. It's not that hard, you guys. But yes, we're going to bail out everyone, and the house is already built, people. It's just a bunch of paper that says, oh no, we don't have a house. But the house is already there. It's not like it's a bunch of flat ground and we need to build houses. What do you mean you can't afford the homes? The homes are already there. Oh, there's not enough paper to quote unquote afford it? Like what, the banks are going to take it? Now there's a bunch of empty homes and homeless people. Yeah, you kick the bankers and say, hey, be nice, and then let people live in their homes. It's so simple. It's so silly, that one. A housing crisis. Imagine we have a housing crisis. Really? You guys, really? Just imagine it. We have a bunch of houses that we already built. Now imagine that we're in a crisis. Yeah, that's our problem, right? Where are we going to live? It's like maybe how about the house that we're living in? Who's going to kick everyone out of everyone's house? It's so weird. It's so strange. So this is probably the funniest question. But the real answer is, you ask the first executive action, Dinah cabinet, tell me what to do. All I'm sticking on is pro-life. I'm just having fun here. I'm just the president. I'm not the king. I'm not a god. I'm not a dictator. Okay, I'm the president, and I just work here. I'm only getting paid $400K a year. Stop expecting me to be the king or I'm a mix between a prophet, and a president, a puppet, a puppy, a prophet, a professor. Okay, and there's a little mad genius in me, but if I start becoming Kanye West, you put a freaking, hey, stop doing that. You flick me in the head and you put me on a hospital bed, and it's been done. I'm just saying, it's quite something. I go off my meds. I have to take lithium. And when I say have to, I mean, it would really be nice if I took those little meds. Okay, number 9. Do you support replacing the Electoral College with a national popular vote by 2060? Why or why not? Yes. National popular vote is better. I would like, actually, I know Andrew Yang is kind of a dead dude, but he was a Democrat, and he had the, whatever it was, priority voting, where you have like, you put your first, second, third choice, and that was interesting. But yeah, I would do that mixed with national popular vote, rip it into maybe the blockchain. Hopefully we have very, very secure votes by then. But electoral college, and I've always kind of said the national popular vote's better, but all or nothing, electoral college. I think change is good, especially when change is good. Change is good. So good question. But yeah, national popular vote. Everyone pretty much thinks that it would favor the Democrats. So that's why the Republicans, who are supposed to be the brain, they don't like it. Supposedly, they're oh no, we don't like it, because they know they're going to lose all the elections now. But just think about it. It's like, well, another thing, and I'm not saying that I really care about this or that I would push this, but I do actually think that certain people in the population should get more votes than others. I know it sounds kind of messed up, but I think if you're, for starters, and I'll just end it here on this one. If you're in the military and you're in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, or the Marines, I think you should take a test. And if you bomb the test, you should get 2 votes. And if you ace the test, you should get like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 votes. And it's going to make them feel a bit special because they are all underpaid. But I want them to have, 12, 15, 28 votes for one dude. A Navy SEAL should have 28 votes. And when people's like, oh, why did they get 28 votes? It's like, well, because they were in the military and they served us for 10 years. So if you want to do that and you want to get 28 votes, you could go earn those bonus votes. And the people when the military veterans, they all want somebody, okay, they're going to be 28 times more leverage in the thing. It's like, they're the ones who are going to war for us. So let's just start there. And then we could talk about other people and, who should get more voting power and what. But right now, everyone out ahead, we could just start with there. And then in the future, and I know it can open a can of worms, and yeah, but in the past, it's been like, the rich people get to vote, the poor people don't. It's like, yeah, well, because they had a voting tax, and that was kind of a disaster. So I could see why you'd want everyone to have one vote. But maybe just like, what are the 3 branches of government? Executive, judicial, legislative. If you don't know that, it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't be voting. Maybe you should get half a vote. Maybe you should get a quarter vote. I don't know. It's like you're voting on someone's looks, on their skin color. You don't know them. You don't know their policies. You don't know what you're doing. So get out of here and stop voting. So maybe like a little quiz. It's like, are you a real person? Yeah. Oh, you are. Okay. Just something. Do you know anything about politics? Are you sure you want to vote today? People say get out and vote. I say stay home. Don't vote. And it's not reverse psychology. It's, if you're passionate, if you're assertive, if you're aggressive, go out and vote, But if you don't know what you're doing and you haven't done your research, and you are, and you don't want to vote, it's like, okay, well, I don't tell people to vote, but everyone gets one vote. But my thing is, everyone gets the vote, but if you're in the Navy, Air Force, Marines, you get 2. How about that? Just 2, double it. And I know it's going to open something, but it's interesting. 10, what is your plan to control healthcare costs? In an era where life extension technology will allow the wealthy to live decades longer than the poor? Again, I'd go to the cabinet. I don't want to control people's lives in this way. I have no. Do people want that? It's just, what about envy? It's like, the wealthy are living longer because they have better medicine and they have better food and they have better living environments. It's like, do you guys really want to live in America? Do you guys want to live in this world? How about dying and going to heaven? Have you guys ever thought about doing that? How about praying, you guys? Have you guys thought about that? Let's go to the next one. Foreign policy. But the real answer is whatever the ins and outs of that question are and all this, I just go right to my dynamic cabinet. Like, guys, I'm here to debate, have fun, make politics entertaining. I am going to whip out a bunch of Bible verses. I'm going to expose evil. I'm going to tell everyone the pros and cons of all the other politicians on stage. If someone's better than me, I'm going to tell them. Like, I'm voting for Jesus Christ when I vote in. I'm going to write him in. But if I had to vote, I wouldn't be voting for myself, I'd be voting for him. I mean, if I get the most votes and I win, it is what it is. But if I couldn't vote for Christ, I'd vote for him. Interesting, huh? And yes, I would say that. And yes, I would do that. Ben Carson is like, he's great. It's just, he's not very entertaining, and I have all the entertainment. I have all the humor. I have all the sarcasm, the fork-tongue angel bit. I have everything. And you can't get mad at me for any reason. Really. You're an idiot. You're dumb. I don't know. I'm not going to insult large groups of people or anything. I'm not, Kamala Harris may or may not have done that, has done that. But hey, it's like context, it's what she's saying, But I'm also not, I'm not the Pope. I'm not the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I think getting to that throne would be just as hard as the president one. The president, you could be, I can't even tell you how wicked you could be to get that one. But the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you got to be righteous, very righteous. I could do either one. If I'm spirit-filled and the Lord leads me. It's weird because two different thrones there, but that's what I want. I was listening to a Jordan Peterson interview, and they said, okay, you got pleasure, you got money, you got power, and I forget the other one, but it was something good. It was like, I don't know, friendship or something. I was like, I don't know, it's something great. And he's like, if you had to give one up, if you had them all, you had to give one up, or like, which one do you not value at all? Which one do you value the least? And he says, oh, fame, definitely. The power. He's like, I just don't want the power. And I was like, what? I was like, what the heck? I was like, it's kind of weird. Okay. Well, have fun with that. Interesting, huh? So let's do a little bit of foreign policy here. Crisis management. Yeah, all these questions are going to be pretty easy, I think. Imagine China forms a military alliance with 12 nations and threatens U.S. dominance in the Pacific. Do you escalate, negotiate, or retreat? The answer is yes. I mean, that was easy. I go, yeah, let me just make that decision on my own. Yeah, what a stupid question. I go right to the cabinet, and I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray, ask for wisdom. Then I'm going to go to my cabinet. Hopefully they're praying. My goodness, the American people are sending me a bunch of people that don't pray and that don't know the Lord. Well, we're going to get quite a thing, and then we're going to go to the military commander, and then we're going to go to ask advice and help. And I'm not making this decision on my own, you guys. China forms a military alliance. You know what we should do? We should ask the President of the United States of America, like as if I'm like George Washington or something. Really. But yeah, this is an easy one simply because I remember this is where I turn into Joe Biden, and I say, I'll go up and I'll outshake the guy's hand, and I'm a better looking dude, and he doesn't even know it because he's in a different country and they see things differently. But in my country, I'm very beautiful. Okay. Number 12. If a state-sponsored cyber attack shuts down U.S. power grids and hospitals, oh, please. How do you respond within the first 24 hours? Ask my cabinet. Would you ever authorize a first nuclear strike if you believed it could prevent a larger war? Yes or no, and why? That's actually an interesting question. One of the first executive orders I'm going to do right when I become president is make a rule that if any future president, including myself, has bipolar diagnosed schizophrenia, and he's had it for more than 10 years, which I have, he does not get the nuclear codes, and he does not get to fire nuclear strikes. I'm going to fire that in right away. It's going to be my first executive order, I think. And I'm not going to get the nuclear codes. So, if you guys don't know this, in the other countries, everyone has to press the button. But in the United States of America, it's just the president alone gets to press the nuke. So hopefully we got the right guy. But for me, if people don't want to vote for me because I'm going to fire a nuke when I'm off my meds, no, that's not going to happen. First thing I'm going to do is pray and all that stuff. Pray to Jesus, pray to God, thank you, and help me through this and all that. And then I'm going to give all that power to the VP and probably the, I don't know, a collection of people. But we do want the other countries. I'm going to give it to the VP, I think. But we do want the other countries to know that we can fire a nuke. That's very important. But just not by me. It's going to be my VP. So they're going to fear the VP just as much as they used to fear the president. Okay. Now I could say stuff like, oh, well, I may have made that executive order, but I could tell my VP to fire it. I could convince him, something like that. But we're going to have some trash talk. It's going to be fun. Number 14, the Arctic will likely become a new oil and mineral frontier by 2056. How do you ensure U.S. energy security without triggering a global resource war? Yeah, that's oh man, yeah, that's right at the top of my. Yeah, I don't give a flying fox about this. The mineral frontier. How do you ensure U.S. energy security without triggering a global resource war? Yeah, this is how America works. We love triggering global resource wars. Have fun with that. How about you guys collect all the resources, then we'll come over, we'll clean house, and we'll take all the resources on the way back. Go ahead, have your global resource war. Oh, there's new oil. Do you know how easy it is to tell Christopher Guido to create a car that runs on water? We don't do it because we don't feel like it. The moment we feel like it, the Arctic, listen, why do you ask stupid questions? And I don't say that very often. How much time we have left? 10% up here, 11:11. Shout out to my dad, my half-sister, my family. 15, if an AI-controlled military drone accidentally kills 5,000 civilians overseas, do you take full public responsibility, blame the contractor, or blame the AI system? Wow. Yeah, this is another stupid question. If an AI-controlled military drone accidentally kills, well, there you go. I mean, the answer's in the question. It was an accident. You move on. It's like, guys, you do what you did with the, So there was these two towers, right? And they got blown up and they fell down. Okay. Then some guys made a bunch of documentaries about it. Do the same thing. Okay. Just move on with your life. We still got food. We still got sports. We still have women. Isn't it great? Isn't life great? It was an accident. Okay. Do you take full public responsibility? Well, for an accident? Yes, I'll take full. How about this, guys? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna ask my dynamic cabinet. How do you guys want to write this one up? How do you guys want to How do you guys want me to explain it? I'm gonna use a hippity dip flippity skip. Full public responsibility. Well, I guess it depends what you mean by full. It depends what you mean by public. It depends what you mean by responsibility. Blame the contractor or blame the AI system. Let's do the blame game. Everyone looks up to Eric and his. It depends how much pull I have on the American public. And another thing, this is a policy that I've thought of and I love it, is the approval rating of the president determines his salary. So when people say, yeah, well, you're not going to get paid because boom, thumbs down. I think that's hilarious. If you have 100% approval, if you have 99% public approval rating, you're going to get a lot of money. You're going to get a full paycheck, double the paycheck. If you got the lowest of all time, you might make 24,000, 24,000. I don't know. But I would like something like that as well. Oh, here we go. I want to do this one. This is great. This is better than what I wanted with Kyle to just make up questions. He's in there talking to Chris. He's fine. Number 4. Ethics, religion, and social challenges. If you personally believe homosexuality is a sin, but 75% of the country supports same-sex marriage, how would you govern fairly? I would say sin it up, boys. But according to my interpretation of my holy book, you will die and go to hell. But you guys can go ahead and contract all your STDs and do it. I don't really care about the same-sex marriage. I'm not here to make America righteous again. Make America pro-life again, yes. But if you guys want to have sex anytime, girl, guy, I just want to let you know, most religions say it's a sin. So 75% of the country supports it. How would you govern fairly? It's a state issue. I'd say I go to the states. It's like, oh, well, isn't it wicked? Well, there's a pound of righteousness over here, and then there's like 1,000 pounds of freedom over here. It's like, do you guys want me to make a bunch of laws mandating everyone in the U.S. to act like me? Like, hey guys, new law, you have to pray 5 hours a day. Well, trust me. You have to pray 5 hours a day. You have to pray 12 hours a day. Trust me, yes. Because it's just so righteous, It's like, no, if you guys want to have homosexuality, 75% of the country, that's good luck getting that. But if you personally believe homosexuality is a sin, yeah, I'll just pray to God and say, Lord, these people are a bunch of sinners. I'm the Pontius Pilate president. I was like, listen, I'm not saying this, but it's a free country. You can have homosexuality. Just don't hurt other people. Just take your little homo souls into hellfire. Or whatever. How would you govern fairly? Well, I would govern fairly. Number 17. The U.S. Supreme Court in 2054 rules that AI systems can hold property and citizenship rights. Do you agree or do you fight it? This is some creepy stuff, man. The U.S. Supreme Court rules it. How am I gonna fight the U.S. Supreme Court? Like, really? What world are we living in? Guys, who's more powerful? One president or the entire U.S. Supreme Court on something like this? Something like this. It's like, listen, if I don't like the decision, I could say that. Well, that sucks. Well, no, I'm going to overpower them. What? No, this is dumb. What, do you agree or do you fight it? I could fight it by saying I don't like their decision. And then I'm going to move on with my life. No, I'm going to get the military and I'm going to overthrow the Supreme Court every time they make a mistake. No, guys, you can have your little Roe v. Wade thing and you could do your little redos, okay? They ruled it. You go with it. You go with that. See what this whole power grab thing, and I'm all for power, but you got to earn it. You got to have it. It's got to be separated. It's got to be appropriate. When you have a beauty contest and you decide long ago that you're going to have 3 judges, the beautiful person comes out, the slightly less beautiful person comes out. The second person wins by a large margin. Do you blame the judges? Sure. Do you put the gold medal over the first person? Absolutely not. NOT. You take it and you put it on the second person because they got the most votes from the judges. You can have buyer's remorse on the judges or whatever, but you already decided that it's not about who's the most beautiful. It's about who the judges think is the most beautiful, and they get the rights to it. Okay, so boom, they win. Number 18. Yeah, I just that one's absurd to me. In a nation divided between religious fundamentalists and atheist technologists, what's your plan to unify the country? Well, we can be unified on this. We have the freedom. We have the Constitution. If you guys are like super pissed about everything that's in the Constitution, then you could find a different country. Really, it's like, But we can unify the country through the Constitution. The Constitution's great. Religious atheist technologists. And the other answer is we don't need to be unified. There's soft sectarianism all over the place. There's soft rivals. There's little friendly. It's like the Yankees and the Red Sox. They're unified in that league. They're unified in their division. They hang out with each other. Nice hit, nice game. But yet they're sectarian in the fact that the rivals, they hate each other. Playful hatred. But they're out here. We're playing a game, that one. And we can have that too. It's a love-hate relationship. It's brother-sister. It's brother-brother. It's sister-sister. It's like we might not agree on everything, but we're here. We're both humans, same species. We have that in common. We have the Constitution stuff. But it's like if you guys, it's a free market. There's other countries that are better for you. You can go ahead and go over there. But just we have these general things. We believe in freedom, and we're going to do what we want to do. If you want to have your churches, you can have your churches. If you want to be atheist, be atheist. Great. Be nice. Just don't break the big laws. Everything's going to be okay. You guys, what's your plan to unify? Yeah, let me unify them. It's not the president's job to unify those groups. They're not supposed to be unified. It says in the Bible, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. It's like the Bible says some very messed up things about the atheist. And the atheist worldview, bless their little atheist heart. 19. If a hostile journalist leaks proof of a personal moral failure from your past, do you confess openly, deny, and litigate, or stay silent? The answer is yes. Oh, here's a great question, though. A hostile journalist leaks proof of a personal moral failure from your past. Oh, my gosh. Well, did I make it up, or did he make it up? Because it probably didn't even happen. A personal moral failure. I mean, I have to make stuff up, but this is how I get my name out there. I would probably pretend to deny and litigate. I might confess openly, quasi-sarcastically, as a joke, for real. And people don't know. If it's like, I want to have a little Obama in me. And he's half white, I'm full white, right? I'm 99-ish% white. I'm European. I don't know what I am. English. Yeah, I'm just white. I'm Caucasian. I'm all that. American. I'm white. I'm Caucasian. American. Love this. Or stay silent. Well, stay silent. Boring. It depends on my mood. Did I take my meds this day? I mean, we're talking about a bipolar schizophrenic 30 years from now, after all the news cycles, a hostile journalist. Listen, my brand is not going to be a squeaky clean. Now, people that grew up with me, they're going to know I'm squeaky clean. But I don't want everyone else to know that. Am I going to pay a journalist to leak proof of a personal moral failure? Maybe. I need to get my name out there somehow. How am I going to relate to the wicked when I'm squeaky clean? Nobody wants a squeaky clean. So I got to pretend to be wicked, boys. I'm trying to lead the country, okay? And I want to lead the country in the best way that I can. So if there's a fourth option, say thank you. I would like to do that. Thank you. And yes, I do have a small dick. So thank you. Penis. Number 20. Do you believe free speech should remain absolute in 2060, even if AI-generated misinformation destabilizes democracy? Oh, my goodness. Free speech is very important. The Second Amendment is important. The First Amendment is even more important. We have to be able to say, we have to have the free speech, okay? Even if AI-generated misinformation destabilizes democracy, I think you got. This is an AI generated question. I think you're a little unstable. I am. I mean, it should go without saying. You just go up on stage. Everyone up here is in favor of free speech. The difference is I have a dynamic cabinet, and this guy has a static cabinet. But none of us are really making the decisions. We're all puppets. I just want everyone to know that. How much time we have left? 8%. We're all. It's been a puppet presidency since Bush. Okay, just chill. Whew, vision for the future. By 2060, the U.S. will likely be a majority country. How will you protect cultural identity while ensuring equality for all? This is not a presidential issue. How will you protect cultural identity while ensuring equality for all? Yeah, guys, the thing we got to realize is there's one race, human. And I know I thought the whole black, white, Asian thing, I thought that was a joke. Are you guys being serious with that? Like, really? Really? In 2060, we're still doing this, right? Really? Really? Number 22. Really, you guys? If private companies colonize Mars, do you believe the U.S. government should regulate tax or stay out of it? All right, you're getting goofy now. Do you think, what should we do with the rock? What should we do with the rocks that come back from Mars, dude? If you guys want to scam the government by moving money around into stocks and all that, I'm not really about that life. But I'll tell you this, if the dynamic cabinet is yelling at the top of their lungs because they want to do something stupid and they want me to sign the dotted line, I'm going to pray, I'm going to flip a coin, I'm going to pray again, and then I'm going to sign it. Because are we still pro-life? We are. Well, let's do it then. We're having fun. It's not the dumbest thing I've done. You know, I've been president for 2 years, 3 years. 2058, a biotech breakthrough offers humans the ability to live 200 years, but only rich can afford it. Do you regulate, subsidize, or let the market decide? Another yes there. I'm not going to go out of my way to regulate that, certainly not subsidize it. Market decide is what I would do. But if my cabinet is screaming and they want me to do stuff, I'll yell. I'll tell the American people, send me a better cabinet, because they're doing a bunch of things that I would never do, but yet I'm signing it off because I already basically hard vouched for this dynamic cabinet a long time ago. As long as they're not pro-choice all of a sudden, I'm gonna do pretty much whatever they tell me. And if they're not hurting anyone, they're just moving money around. Well, it looks like, oh no, so in my worldview, people die and go to heaven, or they go to hell, whatever. God determines how long we live. But no, I'm not going to envy the rich who can afford this awesome technology. I'm not going to take it from them and give it to other people through aggressive regulations. You know, the market could try to get their hands on it. I might give an entire speech on how the rich should help people out and stuff like that. But there's more than one ways to skin a cat, and dying is not the end of the world. It's the start of a new world. Okay? What one sentence would you want etched on your presidential library to define your legacy? Now that's a good question, right? 24? Finally. 7%. Okay. What one sentence would you want etched on your presidential library to define your legacy? Now, is it coming from me? Jesus Christ is Lord? Something like that. One sentence would you want etched on your presidential library to define your legacy? There's so many sentences that are coming into my head right now. It's something good, something nice, something If it's coming from me, a lot of different things are going to be cringe. Proverbs 27 verse 2, do not praise yourself. Let another praise you, a stranger not your own lips. If someone else is writing things, I can think of a lot of different sentences. If it's coming from me, I'd like to just write something funny. Sorry would be hilarious. Sorry, SORRY, question mark. I think that one would, the righteous who already like me would laugh at it. And then the people who hated me might actually laugh for once in their life. So that's the sentence. Sorry. Like, could you imagine if Trump said that? Sorry. Hey, sorry guys. I blew it. It's like, if I was the best president ever, that'd be a freaking hilarious. If I was the worst, it would also be hilarious. So it depends how, did I kill it? Did I do good? Did I do horrible? That all, and it's just, it's a great question though. I wish we had more questions like that. Let's do this last one, 25. Oh, it is 25. This is the last one anyway. Imagine it's I want to do another one of these because these are fun. Imagine it's the final debate before election day. Your opponent accuses you of being unfit to lead because of your bipolar schizophrenia diagnosis. You have 6 seconds to respond. What do you say? Oh, fantastic question. I am unfit to lead, which is why I'm not going to lead. I have a dynamic cabinet that's going to lead all the policies and everything. My job is to be entertaining, to broadcast what the chief citizen of the United States of America is supposed to be, which is basically the prom king. And that I'm not saying that's the main role of the president, but that is the main role of the chief citizen, is to basically be the prom king, which is the heart of the country. And I do have bipolar schizophrenia, and I am taking meds, and I am going to be going up and down, and I am unfit to lead alone, but I'm not unfit to lead with help. My opponent is just as unfit as me to lead alone, and he has a cabinet. The difference is his cabinet is static, and it's going to stay there, and the American people have absolutely no pull. The president on that side of the aisle, or that side of the stage rather, he does things his way. I do things other people's way, unless we're talking about pro-life, pro-choice. Then I'm doing it my way with pro-life. Hopefully a lot of people are pro-life too. Otherwise it'll be harder. But if the country swings pure pro-choice, I want to basically bribe them back with all my other fantastic policies and all this stuff. I'm going to fix the world. Just give me the babies. But if it's a 50-50 split, I'm going to get all the pro-life votes, and I just need to win over a few over here. But it's a great question. He's accusing me of being unfit because of my bipolar schizophrenia diagnosis. The thing is, in some jobs, truck driver, I don't know, you can think of 20, 30 jobs. Okay. A bricklayer. Just give me 100 jobs. Okay. Are bipolar schizophrenics worse than normal people in a large percentage of those, or a small percentage, but by a great margin, like a big host of them, right? They're worse. But what my debate opponent doesn't seem to realize, people with bipolar schizophrenia are actually better than normal people at certain jobs. Well, President of the United States, it's just one of the many jobs where the bipolar schizophrenia guy is better. Okay, and I could go throughout history and give me some of the best leaders throughout history. Do they have bipolar schizophrenia? Yes. Do they have bipolar schizophrenia? Absolutely. So you just shot yourself in the foot, because the fact that you don't have bipolar schizophrenia means, put it like this, this is what I'm going to tell the guy who just accused me. If you had bipolar schizophrenia, you would actually have a chance of winning. You don't have it. Why would America vote for you, a normal person, when they can vote for someone with bipolar schizophrenia? Do your research. See, what is that? Bipolar schizophrenia. What is it? Okay. And then when you figure it out, it's just, it's a big word that basically says, this person over here has a bigger brain than you. That's all it says. And guess what? And are you Christian? And then now he's screwed. And he's like, well, yeah. Oh, okay, great. What's your favorite Bible verse? Oh, well, you're ashamed? How many Bible verses do you have memorized? Oh, well, that's a lot less than me, isn't it? You know, as I have that. Well, I have a gifted mind. I have a bigger mind. I have a bigger brain, bigger heart. And all of a sudden, everyone's laughing, and so that would be. I mean, I know it's more than 60 seconds, but that would be my thing. Okay, these are the 20. These: leadership under pressure, policy in depth, ability to unify and divide a nation, moral and spiritual integrity, preparedness, and that was it. So that's it. Vote for Jesus Christ. 2028, 2032, 2036, 2040, 2044, 2048, 2052, 2056, 2060. And I'm going to run, but I'm always voting for Christ, and I want people to vote for Jesus Christ, so vote for Jesus Christ. 2028, 2032, and it says his name is Christ, man.